Hello everyone, in this lecture we'll be talking about HTML links. Links are found in nearly all web pages. Link allow users to click their way from page to page. So in HTML links, hyperlinks are used. HTML links are hyperlinks. You can click on link and jump to another document. When you move the mouse over a link, the mouse arrow will turn into a little hand. So a link does not have to be text. A link can be an image or any other HTML element, right? So we have already seen this in our anchor tag. Like we write a tag defines a hyperlink. We write a, then we write href. We put the URL here, but in the output we can't see the URL. We see something that link text, something else is written. The most important attribute of the a element is the href attribute, which indicates link's destination. The link text is the part that will be visible to the reader. Clicking on the link text will send the reader to specified URL address. Now let us see an example. We have already seen this. Till now the pace of this course was a little slow because everything was new to you. Now I guess we have understood a lot of things, and the pace could be a little bit faster so that your time would be saved. This example shows you we have already seen this. So by default links will appear as follows in the browser. An unvisited link is underlined and blue, a visited link is underlined and purple, and an active link is underlined and red. Now let us talk about HTML links, the target attribute. So by default the link page will be displayed in the current browser window. To change this you must specify another target for the link. The target attribute specifies where to open the link document. For example, if you are you when you go on websites, you click on a link. So there are some cases in which it opens in the same tab, and there are in some cases it opens in a new window, and in some cases to a new parent frame, or opens the document in the full body of the window. So we'll be seeing everything here. So target attribute can have the following one of the following values. One is self underscore self. So this is by default. It opens the document in the same window or tab as it was clicked. Now there is also blank. We have to use underscore blank. This is a target uh, attribute value, right? Self blank parent top. So in blank, it opens the document in a new window or tab. In parent, it opens document in the parent frame. Top opens the document in full body of the window. Now use target blank to open linked document in a new browser window or tab, right? Let us see. If I have a code something like this ahref and the target is blank, so what will happen? I'll go to W3 schools and it will take me to a new tab, right? Now if I write here, I'll not write, I can write self. So what will happen in self? If I run this now, if I, so it will open in this page only, right? If I, and what were our other attributes? Parent and top. So if I write here parent, so it will open in the parent frame. Now if I click this visit W3 school, so it is opening in the parent frame, right? Now if I ask it to open in top, so now if I click this, so it will open in the top, right? So this is how you could use all the values, and by default it was blank. So this is how you could use different target values. So we have seen this. Now there are two cases, absolute URL versus relative URL. We have already discussed this. And in W3, relative URL basically a file that is present in your system, and you, by the help of it you are opening. We have already discussed it, so we are skipping here. And HTML links use an image as a link. To use an image as a link, just put the img tag inside, and what you have to do, you just have to put all the source, the alternate text, and the style, how it should be styled, what should be width, and pixels. Now the image below is a link. Try clicking on it. Now if I click on it, I'll go to W3 schools, right? This website. So this is how it works. Image as a link. So what I did, this is a relative URL, default.asp. So it is taking me there. Now, for example, if I write www.google.com, so the href, the link is this, the and I'll add the image source. We have already discussed in it, right, image, HTML image lecture. Now it will be used. It will take me to, there is something, some issue. Sorry, we it can't find. Let me show you, on VS Code. So if I go here and I type like this, so what will happen? This is a doc type HTML and image as a link, paragraph, there is ahref, now image source, now smiley GIF will not appear because I don't have the file in my laptop yet. So now I'll open it with live server. So as you can see, if image is not there, alternate text will be there, and if I click this, cannot get google.com. Maybe I have to, add https, all that stuff. So basically you have understood the concept. So you could also link to an email address, ahref mail to, you have to use this mail to, and you have to write the email ID of that person, and you could, say send email. So what will happen? Something this will open. If I click send email, so what will happen? Someone at the rate example.com, to this person I could send email directly by clicking on it. If I click on this mail section opens. It is not installed yet, right? So it won't work, but this is how it works. So anchor tag have, different href. You could also make phone calls, we'll also see in this links, and you could also, navigate through it. You can open maps through it, and you can also use hyperlinks that are URLs. Now you can also use button as a link. Now how you can use button as a link? To use button as a link, you have to add some JavaScript code. JavaScript allows you to specify what happens at certain events, right? Such as a click of a button. So this is a different thing. Now what happens is that here, in, if I, take HTML tutorial, so it will open w3schools.com. So what we have to do, we'll study this in detail, all the buttons and all. So we'll also click one button, on click, open this, right? So this is how it works, the linking. Now you could also link titles, the title attribute. For example, we have this HTML language US and everything is written. Now in the link, it is given that w3schools.com. You could also link title, and you could write, go to this section, visit our HTML tutorial. So visit our HTML tutorial, and this will take you to their HTML tutorial, right? Now let us see more on, absolute URLs and relative URLs. We have already discussed this, so we can skip as of now. And this is the chapter summary for this: anchor tag, href target, image, mail to, etc., etc. And HTML anchor tag defines a hyperlink. Now we will see how we can, link different colors. An HTML link is displayed in a different color depending on whether it has been visited, is unvisited, or is active. So an unvisited link is underlined and blue, a visited link is underlined and purple, and an active link is underlined and red. You might have seen this on Google, right? When you have there is history that you have been visited to this site, then it will show, purple. Now we could also, an unvisited link will be green with no underline, a visited link will be pink with no underline, an active link will be yellow and underlined. So what you can do, we could just add, in style section, we'll just go to our head section, use the style element, and use everything. A link color should be this, and if A is visited, then all of these parameters should follow. And if there is an active link, so that in hover we can do, and in active we could set all these parameters. So we could, let's try. So what will happen? It will change the color. So for example, this is the HTML images, so it will take me to here. Now what will happen? This is such a color. Now if it is visited, so it will change the color to pink. Now background is transparent and text decoration is none, right? If I run it again and I go here, Now what will happen, as you can see, if when I click this, so it becomes yellow when it is an active link. So this is how it works. And you could, link colors using CSS. Now there are link buttons too. A link can also be styled as a button by using CSS. So when you use CSS, what you need to do, a link visited, you can, set that background color should be this, color should be this, padding should be this, text align, text decoration none, and display should be inline block. So this is the code. We'll be studying, this in much detail in our CSS section. We'll just take a look here. So this is a link. So basically what we did, we created a button or an own. So for background color, we used this color, as I have, taught you how to use a particular color. And in the next section, we have used the color of the text is to be white, and padding should be 15 pixel and 25 pixel. The text alignment should be in center, the text decoration should be none, and display should be inline block. We'll be discussing about inline block too, over and active, and if I click on this link, it will take me to something like this. So this is how it works, right? Now this is our HTML link tag. Now let us see the last topic of links, that is HTML links create bookmarks. So how can you create bookmarks? HTML links can be used to create bookmarks so that readers can jump to specific parts of web page. So how you can create a bookmark? Bookmarks can be very useful. If a web page is very long, to create a bookmark, first create the bookmark, then add a link to it. When the link is clicked, the page will scroll down or up to the location wherever the bookmark is there. So for that, you need to use the ID attribute. So how you can use the ID attribute to create a bookmark? So for h2, if h2 says ID is c4 chapter 4, so chapter 4 will be written, and if I click on chapter 4, it will jump to chapter 4. Now I can also add a link to bookmark ahref, that is c4, hashtag c4, that is the ID of chapter 4, and jump to chapter 4. You can also add a bookmark to another page, right? Let us try. What will happen? For example, these are all the chapters. Chapter 1, chapter explains blah blah blah. Chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and till 23 chapters are there. But if I directly want to go on the fourth chapter, so I'll just click jump to chapter 4. It will take me to chapter 4. Now if chapter 10 is, a far more down in the website, so I'll just click jump to chapter 10. It will take me to chapter 10. Now how it happens, we have to see. In paragraph, we have to use ahref hashtag c4, and in c4 we'll do, when we'll be writing c4, we'll add a id over there c4, and in paragraph we'll write here paragraph ahref. So here we have a link to jump to chapter 4. So this is written in paragraph format, and what will happen, a link is there to jump to chapter 4, and we have the id for chapter 4, that is c4, and for id for chapter 10 is c10. So what will happen, if I click hashtag and c10 and I jump to chapter 10, so it will take me to chapter 10. This is how it works, right? So using the id attribute and href attribute, you could make these bookmarks. I want you to, try this on your own. Add a link to bookmark on the same page with id my text. So how you will do, as we have seen, href and the id should be this hashtag and whatever the id is. So if we'll write href ahref here, now the id is my text, so we'll use hashtag and we'll write my text. So this is how you could do the bookmark. Now in the next section, I'll be talking about HTML images. So this was the lecture for HTML links, and I hope you would have understood everything about the links. So I'll meet you in the next lecture and we'll discuss about HTML images. Thank you.